Hey everyone, so we're going to dive into Bitcoin today as we've hit some major price targets that we've been speaking about all year. We've been totally prepared for this dump that has been occurring in the last few months. And this is probably going to be one of the most important videos that I've made all year, if not the most important video. So I am totally cool as a cucumber as Bitcoin is dumping, totally prepared for all of the price action that is going to be coming. So if you want to see where I'm buying, stay tuned and I'll let you know with what I think is going to be the most likely scenario in the next few weeks and what to be looking out for at these key levels. Now, we spoke about Bitcoin and breaking that potential $25,000 low, that if we do break that, then we are looking to move down to the next level. We were optimistic, or should I say hopeful, that we would move to about $35,000 and potentially get some sort of reversion to the mean before we deviate lower. But we were also open to the idea that if we break $25,000, then we're moving lower, because we were still anticipating lower prices towards the end of the year. And exactly where we're at the minute is the 200-week moving average, which is a date with destiny for Bitcoin, as every single time we have come into this, it's marked key lows and key bottoms. So this is definitely an area of massive value that I'm looking to be adding into. I'm also open to the fact that we may puncture down below this, but the key take-home point that I want you to take from the whole idea of hitting key support levels is that we're looking for reasons to start getting bullish at these levels. So we're not looking to sell. So anyone who is selling here at $25,000 and below, in my opinion, is completely stupid, you're irrational, and you don't know what you're doing. You can see that at $22,500, okay, we have the 200-week moving average, and if we just mark that out with a horizontal support level over here, you can see on the daily, what else have we got over here? We're on the daily, we've got this order block of price that we were speaking about, which is why we've been screaming $24,000 pretty much for about 3 months now, when we were lofting and loitering up at about that mid to high 40,000 levels. And this is an area of price where I would expect us to tap into and show some support. So some things that I want you to be looking out for at this area, okay, is I'm not saying that you should be buying this dip instantaneously and that you need to be going all in, but you need to be looking for reasons to get bullish. So if we get some sort of pattern where we get like consecutive lower lows, okay, and we start to create, for example, some descending triangles, let's say we move back up into this mid 20,000 area and then we create another low, or we've just formed some sort of reaccumulation sideways pattern where we see the signals and the signs of selling start to diminish and we get this curling over in price over here, okay, similar to maybe what we got over here and over here back in May last year, okay. So these are the signs that I'm looking out for. When you reach these key levels and key targets, okay, in the same way that towards the top of moves where basically, price was going up and we start to get these, ascending wedges towards the top of parabolic moves, okay, and double tops and all of these sort of things, okay, we're looking for exactly the reverse at the bottom. So we're looking for reasons for Bitcoin to show us that buyers are going to start stepping in here, and then we know that this is an area of massive support for Bitcoin. If we take a look at the simple moving averages on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin, you can see that in every bear market, whenever we've had that first major crossover, that 2 to 4 months prior to that crossover, we tend to see the bottom, or we're somewhere close to the bottom, okay, on Bitcoin. And you can see that that crossover, we might speculate, might occur in sometime around that September time. So, we always see that support on the 200-week moving average. So this is another reason why we're looking for price to start seeing support at these levels. And guys, take a look at the monthly chart for Bitcoin, okay, when we look at the key Fibonacci moving averages, okay. We've spoken about this and we speculated about this way earlier in the year, okay, where we said that once we break that key Fibonacci moving average, we nearly always go down and touch the next key moving average, which we've dropped from the 21 monthly moving average all the way down to the 55, and we're currently testing that at the moment. Bear in mind that we do have another 17 days to go, so we might even get something similar to what we got in March 2020, where we punctured all the way down below that monthly 55 moving average. Everyone thought that things were going to zero, we were going to break new lows and start to go down towards these crazy low prices. But what happened, we basically started to see support. So I'm looking for something similar. We don't have to do something similar like this where we basically crash all the way down and form this capitulation candle, okay? But again, we're looking at areas of value to be adding into, and we know that we're currently at the 200-week moving average. Okay, we're at the 55 monthly moving average. Okay, so another reason of area of value to be adding into. And everyone at the minute, sentiment, everyone's screaming for 20k and below, and usually when this happens is when you start to get that short squeeze and reversion to the mean. What I have personally been doing is adding in at that 200-week moving average. Okay, so I added in at about 22,750, exactly the prices that we're at the moment, with some fresh powder, because I do think that, in my opinion, this is way too much of a, you know, a massive opportunity for Bitcoin, historically speaking, that, you know, we start to see bottoms, and is usually a really good area of value to buy into for the future. So yeah, and then if we take a look again at some of the RSI and we bring it up on the weekly level, what do we see? We've seen that every single time that we basically hit this oversold region, okay, on Bitcoin, okay, that we've basically seen a major bounce from these levels. So it might take towards the end of the week or towards the end of the month, so don't be surprised about that. I think that a lot of people are going to get left behind in this move, and I'm not saying, like I said, that we're going straight up to new highs. We can for sure go down to like 14k, which is some of the lower price targets that we've been also mentioned this year. But you can see that you're getting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reasons on macro time frames to be entering into Bitcoin positions. What happened in the last time, into October 2014, we saw an appreciation from bottom to top of about 100%. The next time we reached that level, okay, again, we've got like a 70-80% move over here. And then in the last one in November 2018, that was basically the bottom of the last bull market, and we're currently testing weekly bottom on the weekly RSI. And you can see on the monthly as well that if we just clean this monthly chart up over here, okay, that you know, we are at a floor support on Bitcoin on the monthly scale. Okay, look at this massive monthly floor support. So I'm looking for buyers to start stepping in at these levels. So let's just quickly jump into some of the shorter time frames and see if we can see what's actually going on. You can see that you know, we're basically getting this aggressive selling. So we're looking to start seeing if we can get some higher volume candles over here, okay, of buying pressure, and start to see if we can start to get some divergences on the RSI if you are trading those shorter time frames. But look how slammed the RSI is. The RSI does not mean that price has to go up, okay? It is generally a momentum indicator, but usually when you get to these extreme levels, I teach you this in my RSI you know, trading view trading indicators video, and the same thing for my moving averages, that when you reach these extreme levels and you move standard deviations from the you know, like from those center levels, okay, and we start to reach like 20, which is low enough. If you start to reaching 10, you're likely going to get some sort of quick snapback in these regions. So definitely I'm looking for here for Bitcoin to show some buyers to step in at that 200-week moving average, and then we want to see if we can start holding those levels. On the CME Bitcoin chart, we have created some of these down gaps, okay, at about $35,000 and $27,000, and typically these gaps do tend to get retested, especially when we get these gaps you know, down below us, and we move, you know, like I said, those standard deviations, massive moves down below us. You can see that I've gone through these before in previous videos, but every single gap that we've pretty much had, nearly all of every single gap, especially gaps above us, always get retested. So this is another reason why I don't want you to get too bearish and start panicking at these levels, okay? Bit too early to tell, but there's every chance that I think at these levels in the next week or two, we might start to see support at these levels, where we maybe retest some of these levels, maybe even form some sort of bigger consolidation reaccumulation pattern. Like I said, a bit too early for that, but definitely something again that I want you to be looking out for. A quick look at the DXY, which seems to be governing the direction of all the economy at the minute, because you know, the more that the DXY soars higher and parabolically moves to the upside, the more pressure this is going to put on risk assets. And we've so far created a new local higher high, and we've tapped into that $105. And I've also said before that if we challenge and break these levels quite impulsively, there's every chance that we can tap into some of these order blocks above us, which are coming in at about, I think, the first level at about, like I said, $111. So again, we're looking for potential, okay, areas over here, if we are to make it up to $111, as maybe a potential bottoming sign for Bitcoin, okay. But we might get some sort of like swing failure patterns over here. We might get some sort of like short-term distribution patterns, okay. So we definitely want to be aware of that, but just be aware that a strong dollar puts pressure on Bitcoin and all other assets. And talking about all other assets, really quick look at the S&P 500. You can see that we've made lower lows over here, okay, since we got those low prices back in May, I think May the 12th, May the 10th. Same thing, if we just drop this onto my my Forex chart, on the NASDAQ, lower lows, but on the S&P, I said I'm expecting support to step in this order block over here at about 3,600, so we're pretty close to that. So maybe if the S&P can start to show some signs of support, some signs of like you know, basically that the selling is going to start subsiding, I imagine that that is also going to coincide with strength in BTC, if we can see that in equities. Last but not least is a quick touch on altcoins, and we've been saying that, you know, you don't want to be holding altcoins during this period of high volatility, high risk to the downside, and we either want to be stacking cash or you want to be stacking Bitcoin at these lower levels if you're given the opportunity. So now, in my opinion, is not the time to be buying into altcoins. We said 4 months ago up here near $4,000, right, that Ethereum, even up here at like $4,500, go back to my old videos, okay, you'll see that we were saying look for Ethereum to show weakness first, okay, and if Bitcoin goes down, okay, don't expect Ethereum to be some sort of anomaly in the market. It's going to crash harder, and it hasn't made its move, okay, since breaking down. And now that we're seeing that with Ethereum, I'm expecting, you know, Ethereum to, you know, still touch some of those 800 to 400 levels at some point in this year, in this bear market, which I think will be an incredible buy. But at the minute, altcoins, don't touch them, in my opinion. Way too risky. Let's wait and see how Bitcoin can react at the 200-week moving average. So I hope you got some clarity from watching this video with what to do at these key levels, and you've got some massive value, and you've been buying into those key levels like I have and following my journey. So like the video down below, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can stay up to date with all the daily videos that I bring out throughout the week. Follow my journey so that you can become mega rich in that next bull market. So I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.